Welcome to the Lockdown Economy, a social non-profit initiative by the think tank AlterContacts to help small businesses and self-employed professionals overcome the challenges of the pandemic and reactivate the economy. My name is Karen Rickes, and today our guest is Ellen Johannsen. Ellen is the founder and chief executive of Leadership Campus. Leadership Campus is a business consulting agency specialized in strategy, business transformation, conflict resolution, and leadership team development for small and medium-sized businesses. Hello, Ellen. How are you today?
Hi, Karen. Nice having me. How am I today? So it's a fresh start of the week. It's a Monday, and we had a really nice weekend. So I'm kind of a little bit refreshed.
That's good. That's really good to hear. Excellent. Ellen, this is your second time or your second interview with Lockdown Economy. Last time you spoke with Rosie about sort of your challenges in or difficulty in retaining your customers, especially at the, let's say, wake of the first and second lockdown in Germany. And you mentioned that sort of as a response to that, you engage in a lot of internal training to sort of foster business growth and enable your transition to this online working environment. How has the pandemic affected your business since we last spoke?
Yeah, it badly affected my business or our business, because it's really, in Germany, the customers, they seem to take care on their liquidity money.
Mm-hmm.
So people are not keen on spending money for personal development or personal growth. And leadership is sort of a, I would say in general, it is not a German topic where people are really keen on working on that.
Okay.
But there is interest, and I think so. In my experience, my customers are now, they are starting to think of what will happen after the lockdown,
Mm-hmm.
and how business in general will develop after the lockdown. And people are starting to search for strategies on how to cope with the situation, including the virus, because it won't go away that soon. And I think the experience of these two lockdowns shows us that there might be a third one.
Yes, that's
Third way, and a life with COVID-19.
Yes, that's very true. Also now, I think in Germany, they're starting to ease some of the measures, as in, I think some hairdressers are reopening. So that, yeah, might correspond with what you said, that people are starting to look to what's coming after the lockdown indeed.
Yeah, the last days I saw an interview of Vella. Vella is an international hairstyle group with they produce hairsprays and lifestyle things for hair. And it's so interesting because the CEO, he asked a friend of mine who is also a consultant to help him, that the coiffeurs and or the hairdressers, that they are able to create an atmosphere free of talks of COVID-19, so their customers feel well during their first haircuts after the lockdown. And they have a kind of COVID-free space.
That's very interesting.
That's really interesting, and this made me think of, okay, maybe we should think of that again. Maybe we should do business without talking about COVID and the negative effects of COVID-19 or the lockdown or lockdown economy or whatever. Maybe people are a bit tired of it.
Yes, I could very well imagine that yeah, people are just starting to get tired of the pandemic and sort of all the measures that come along with it. So what are you, for example, doing to kind of put your customers at ease, since, yeah, it's small and medium-sized businesses in particular. So of course they are also suffering very much from the pandemic. So what do you do about your customers?
So what we did is we transformed our leadership training from a presence training to an online training, and we will start with that after Easter, the week after our Easter break. And so this is really interesting, because also with an online training, people are tired of it.
Mm.
So maybe we have kind of a backflip and we strategized to offer it non-personal,
Mhm.
so an online or remote or distant learning program. And the moment we start with that, maybe we have a backflip because people are tired of having online training and want to go back to normal, but we can offer that both in this very moment. So that's what we did. We brought some flexibility into our program, into our trainings, into our presentation of our products.
Okay, that's great to hear. So you're sort of pursuing some sort of hybrid strategy at the moment to be able to kind of cope with whatever comes next.
Yes, and so what I would say, one of the biggest effects of this second lockdown in Germany, we started in November with the information it would last for 4 weeks. Now we have February. Everybody knew it would be longer than that. But also, I think government had to find a way to cope with this peak of feelings, like people said, yeah, if they will tell us we have to lock down for more than 3 months, they would have gone mad.
Yeah.
So they said it will be 4 weeks, and then the next 4 weeks, and then the next 4 weeks, and now we have 3 months. And I find it very interesting that there is no revolution.
Okay.
People are suffering, companies are dying, small and a lot of solo entrepreneurs, they have no chance. But there's no outrage. There's no, so people tend it seems like people are suffering, but in a still way. And we all know that if you don't talk about your feelings, if you don't talk about what's going on or what your fears are or what you are facing, which problems you are facing, if you hide them, it will come back to you.
Yes, I understand.
So I think, I fear that there will be a negative consequence of this behavior a bit delayed.
Mm-hmm.
So now people want to start up again.
Yeah.
Want to have their businesses back. They want to go back to normal. They don't want to have a new normal. They want to go back to normal,
Mm-hmm.
what they know, where they feel safe. And so it's a kind of neglection and also a kind of restart. And I think the real effects, this deep fear of being uncertain, feeling on this deep uncertainty, what comes next, people postpone that.
Yeah, I see. So that there's, if I understand correctly, that there's sort of a lot of factors coming together, sort of that need to be flexible in moving forward, but sort of wanting to move towards that we do know. So as you said, not the new normal, but our old normal that we feel comfortable with.
Yes.
I see. Do you, you said that sort of in general, people feel like that. Is that something you sort of picked up on in your communications with your customers and your colleagues?
So I have a few customers left, and it's really interesting to see how the decision-making process is changing in this period of time. Because there's one customer, they have a big investment to face. They want to grow their business, they want to scale their business, and they want to invest a vast amount of money. And so what I see is they are now turning inside the company, they turn around not to face the problems in realizing this big investment project.
Mm-hmm.
They now, it seems like they turn around, look inside the company and kind of prepare themselves for whatever may come.
Okay.
And this is what they are doing right now. They should go out, talk to the banks. They should go out and realize their investment. They should go and do some team building inside the company. But what they do is on this leadership level, on this corporate level, they talk a lot about feelings. They talk a lot about relationships inside this leadership board. They talk a lot about if this is the right group to face the coming problems, and so it's a kind of dealing with anxiety or fear, of also frustration, because of this, how to say, there is a ground layer of uncertainty
Yeah.
under, not overall, it's under all.
Okay, I see. So yeah, a certain degree of anxiety sort of underlying business operations or life in general. And
Yes.
then sort of businesses or people tend to sort of turn inwards rather than outwards in sort of dealing with that anxiety, that uncertainty.
People do not have this feeling anymore that they walk on stable ground.
I see. Yeah.
It's like they are walking on some wobbly whatever it is, and they all it's shaking them all, and they have to find a way to find their flexibility in strategizing in this very moment, because it seems like long-term decision making isn't the way to do it in this moment, because every day, every week, it could be unstable.
Yes.
Because of political decisions, because of something that comes from the outside.
Yeah, I see. So sort of strategizing, not necessarily in the long term, but rather short term, to perhaps decrease some of the uncertainty that businesses are facing.
Yes, and then strategizing becomes decision making ad hoc.
Mm-hmm. I see.
So it's more reaction than action.
I see. Okay, so you're more reacting.
Coming and it opens up to whatever comes, because like people are trying to find what is coming. So they kind of anticipate that there is something coming.
But they
it's like creating a self-fulfilling prophecy that the future will be uncertain. It never has been in any other way. Future was always uncertain.
That's true. Yeah.
But the way to deal with this uncertainty is different because of the impact of the decisions in this political level.
I see.
So when you look around and do some stakeholder analysis, you see that this political landscape, which is a stakeholder of company, of business, this is not reliable anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that has a deep impact in feeling certainty or not.
Yeah, I can imagine. So you already mentioned that sort of one of your responses to this uncertainty and wanting to have more reliability in your sort of ways of conducting business is sort of fostering like more flexible business strategies, offering hybrid services to your customers. Sort of what else are you doing at the moment to make the most of the situation as it is right now?
So what we are doing is really we stick together as a team, and we are in contact with our customers, and we try to really help them that they find reliability in their inner strength.
I see.
Because whatever situation is coming, they will be a constant part in it.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
So and so maybe you have to strategize from the inside out and not from the outside in. And maybe you have to strategize with both. And this kind of doing strategy is, or this way, forces you to know about yourself. So you have to know about your strength, and you have to know about what is important to you. So this kind of why talk, no? Simon Sinek. So find your why. I think this is the moment to know about your why. And if you don't know, you have to find it, because this gives you a kind of certainty and strength inside. And everyone has that.
Yeah, for sure.
But not everyone is aware of it.
Yeah, yeah, I see. So you're kind of, yeah, perhaps taking this as an opportunity to, yeah, to come together as a team and sort of regroup, think about, okay, why are we here in the first place? Sort of, yeah, thinking about your first interview as well. Do you continue with sort of like trainings for the team to, yeah, develop your, further develop your skills for this new hybrid environment?
Yeah, what we do is we do some technical training, because it using all this online stuff, we have to be technically on top. We have to know how to moderate or how to facilitate an online session or a call with 40 people or whatever it is. We try to find a way to offer also our Lego Serious Play workshops in a remote way. And this needs a lot of preparing.
Okay.
Because we have we cannot do everything we could do in Lego Serious Play remotely.
Okay.
So we have to have some moderation skills. We have to do some preparations with the customers. We have to do some prep training with the customers so that they are able to use Zoom or breakout rooms or whatever it is. And it's still the way it is. Not everybody knows it, although we use it since 1 year. And also we are not on the very top of kind of, we are not artists in this field, I would say, because our strength is one-on-one meeting people in person, and this is where we are good at. And
Yeah.
we hope that we can combine this.
Yeah, that sounds really good. Do you sort of, yeah, reflect on how you adapt your offerings to the customer by sort of, yeah, asking them what they might want? You mentioned in your last interview that you get together with your customers quite frequently to really, yeah, get to know their needs.
Yes. So what we do two things. We continue talking to them, we continue listening to them, but what we also did is we kind of professionalized our social media marketing, and so that we also try to analyze the traffic on our website, the traffic, what is the response to our postings in LinkedIn, in Facebook and Instagram and in Twitter. And so we gained a lot of skills in that, and that also gave us a lot of insight. Because what we are doing now is we read a lot, so we try to find out what keywords do we have to deliver to be found.
Okay, yeah, that's very interesting. So you're doing
And
some more research into how to really grab the customer's attention online as well.
yes, and it's so interesting to see the split in the generations. So how do younger entrepreneurs cope with this situation? It seems to be much easier for them, but when it comes to do real business, so with a lot of money, a lot of investment, then you always have the old guys.
Okay, that's very interesting.
And it doesn't matter to them.
I see. Doesn't matter to them like the size of the investment, or what do you mean exactly?
Size of the investment, but also effects of social media. They
Okay.
don't care.
I see. Yeah. So it's the younger generation much more focused on that online social media presence. I see.
Yeah. And it seems to be very fast, but in fact, creating content is really time consuming.
I can imagine. Yeah.
Creating relevant content is much more time consuming. It's like writing a short letter. You need much more time to write a short letter than you need to write a long letter.
Yeah, that's true. Indeed. Yeah.
Because every word counts. And if you have to place a reliable statement in the first seconds of a video so that people stay and look and not say, "Well,
Yeah.
it's gone." So for me, I do not understand what this is, that the attention span is that short.
Yeah, I think it's probably very recent development in that sense, that you really need to have that sort of attention triggering moment right at the beginning of your post.
Yeah, and I ask myself, I really do ask, where would this go? So if you have to place the facts, the statement and the real core message in the first 5 seconds. So tell me, please, how will you bring a personal development process in this short amount of time to be understood?
Yeah, I see your point. Kind of is a very good bridge actually to my sort of final question to you today, Ellen. Similar to your last interview, sort of what are like 3 things that you would need help with at the moment? For example, social media presence.
But I've thought about this a lot, because it's interesting. Last time I said I need customers, I need some financial help, and a third one. But now I would say I would love if people would look at themselves and be honest with themselves, so that they can decide life is going on. It will come, there will be a time with COVID, after COVID, whatever it is, but there will always be business. And so there will always be decision making. And sometimes it's good to prepare yourself before you do decisions.
Yes, that's very true, and a very optimistic, very positive note to end on. Thank you very much, Ellen, for that. And thank you to everyone who joined us today. Feel free to contact Ellen using any of the links provided in the description below. Ellen, any last words to our viewers?
Oh, there's always a good cup of coffee in our office place, so everyone is invited to grab a cup of coffee with their name on it.
Excellent, that sounds good. I invite you to like this video and subscribe to our channel. On our channel, we have many more insights from entrepreneurs in many different countries and business sectors, so please have a look and stay tuned.